beautiful Sagittarians. This is Debs, and of course we're here for your reading for mid-November 2025. Now, Saggy, oh my goodness. I saw a woman wandering down the street. She had her hands full, literally. She was holding onto a dog, she was holding onto a handbag, she had 2 bags of shopping, and she was trying to fish her keys out of her bag before she got to the car because she was late to get home. Sag, the vision ended, and I think what the message is, you're wanting to drop the burden. You're wanting to take some time to step back, to realign, because you're realizing, Sag, it's just too much. It's too much. You may have taken something pretty major on board, which you're now realizing might have been a mistake. You may have carved out too much work for yourself. If you're running a business, this is you thinking, wow, you know, I thought I could do this. I thought I could do that. Juggle all the balls in the air. I'm sure I can cope. Now you're realizing you're sort of really struggling to keep that routine going. It's just too much. You're also realizing, Sag, that financially things are pretty stable. So it may well be that you're wanting to take some time in mid-November to take a really big step back to look at your life in general. What can I manage realistically on a day-to-day basis? Is there anything I can pass over to someone else to manage? Is there any way I can save time by sort of doing 2 things at once? I think what you're trying to do, Sag, is to, in general, free up some time so you can have a little bit of TLC. Because I feel at the moment, Sag, it's as if you're running on empty. You're doing so much because I think you enjoy being busy, but it's got to the point where you're telling yourself the truth. It's not possible anymore. I don't know whether or not, Sag, you've reached a certain age and you're thinking, okay, I've got to admit I'm not 21 anymore. My back aches, my knee aches. I get tired very early in the evening. It could be your age, right? And we've all got to that point. I'm not 21 anymore, right? It could be your lifestyle. It could be that you're used to sort of getting up super early, 6 in the morning, hit the ground running, doing this, doing that, ticking all the boxes. But then you're collapsing in a heap at 7 o'clock in the evening thinking, oh my God, I just have no energy to go out. I've got no energy to even keep awake and watch a nice film. I've got no energy to think about picking up a hobby. It's all I do. Duties, responsibilities, work, I come home and then I'm flat out. So Sag, male or female, you are taking this time, mid-November, to really think about changing your routine, maybe deciding to let a couple of things go so you can have some kind of quality of life. Archangel Michael's saying that's kind of it in a nutshell, but let's get into this, Sag, and see what comes through. So the deck that I'm using is the Marchetti deck. As you know, guys, if you want a private reading, everything is listed down below. It may be a relatively quick reading, Sag, because I feel as if this is just you realigning everything so that you can have some you time, basically. But Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Saggies? Can we elaborate on this? Thank you, Michael. This is mid-November 2025. Sadie, you're making me laugh. You've got such a great sense of humour. I'm actually seeing somebody bending down to pick up something from the floor that they've dropped, and they're putting their hand on the small of their back, and they're saying to themselves, yeah, that was a bad idea. Oh, have I put my back out? That was a bad idea. So, you need to stop running around, guys. You need some chill time, Saggy. Let's just see what comes through, people. It may be that you feel you can't stop. I mean, guys, you know, you may be running a household, male or female. married or single, you may be running a household and you just got so many things you have to do. You may also find yourself forgetting things or writing things down on a piece of paper that you need to do, and then finding the piece of paper scrumpled up in the dustbin. Oh, I meant to keep that. I should have done that. Oh, got to fish it out of the dustbin, right? I think, guys, you're just realizing that something's got to give. All right. Okay. Something's got to give. Yeah. Knight of Swords. Sag, you may be a bit short with people. You know? I mean, this is the equivalent of somebody saying to you, oh, Sag, it's lovely to see you. Are you okay? And this is you saying to this person, actually, no, I'm not. I'm exhausted. I'm not okay. But it's all right. You know, I've just got to keep going. Yeah, Sag, you're going to be very honest, I think, about how you're feeling. If you've been keeping it to yourself, putting on a brave face, because Sag, you've got the strength and the resilience of 100 people, you know. If you've just kept going, this is you admitting that you just can't do this anymore. Yeah, no, can't do this. Okay. All right, Saggy. 2 of Cups. You may fire off at your partner if you're in a relationship. Okay. Or this could even be someone that you're very close to. Could be a family member. Hey, Sag, how are things going? And this is you just cross because you're on edge, because you're tired. Doesn't necessarily need to be love, but Sag, what you're realizing is it's affecting your home life, or it's affecting your family. Maybe, Sag, they expected you to carry on being Superwoman or Superman and you just can't do it anymore. So you're putting your hand in the air saying, yeah, okay, can't do it anymore. Yeah, no. In the past, Sag, the Moon. You sat in a bit of fear in the past. It might have been fear about the future. It might have been you forcing yourself to just push on because you may have been wanting to reach a certain level of salary, or you may have been thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to work and work and work and work because I'm really nervous that I'm going to lose my job, or this project isn't going to work out, or this business is going to go under. You may, Sag, have just poured everything into building up your stability out of a sense of fear. Fear that suddenly something was going to happen. So you carried on, Sag. After that time, guys, 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, you achieved almost the impossible. 2 of Pentacles is, God, you know, I mean, I'm balancing on this rock here, trying to build my stability, juggling, you know, various things. You managed it, this balancing act, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. In your thoughts now, guys, Judgment, yeah. Bless, you're almost calling Judgment Day on yourself. Okay, I admit, can't do this. Something's got to change, can't do this. Yeah. All right, guys. In the immediate future, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, Sag, I mean, this is you carrying on working, but you're on your knees. You're sort of blindfolded here. It's as if you're working, but you've gone on automatic. You're feeling numb. You're like a cog in a wheel. You may feel you can't get out of this. It may be that you've created this machine, which is you, and you've just got to keep going. Otherwise, the wheels are going to grind to a halt. Or Sag, you may feel as if you're a very important sort of cog in a machine. You could be heading up a team of people. You could be taking care of a family. You may feel that if you stop, everything else is going to grind to a halt. It's as if I take a breather, if I take some time for me, everything's going to start crumbling. You may feel that. You may be the linchpin in a situation, and you're thinking, even if I'm exhausted, I cannot stop. Might be. In your fears, yeah, look at that. What you're fearing, Sag, is if you don't stop and take some time for you and recharge your batteries, there is going to be a tower moment. And this wouldn't be a situation disintegrating around you, Sag. This would be actually you. You would be the tower. Right? Whoever is in the environment is the King of Swords. Okay. Sag, you may be communicating with somebody. They may be a little bit unemotional, not very helpful. This could be your boss at work. You could be coming to work with, shadows under your eyes, and you may be saying to your boss, oh, I'm just so tired today. I wonder if I could take a day off tomorrow. And your boss may look at you and say, well, I'm sorry, Sag, but you've got this project to finish. You can't take a day off tomorrow, maybe next week. This could be somebody that cracks the whip. This could be somebody, Sag, that you feel you just can't say no to. They're not very compassionate, Saggy. I've got to be honest. You may feel you can't tell this person that you can't do this anymore because they expect you to do this. In your hopes, guys, Knight of Cups. Gosh, I'm feeling really emotional, Saggy. This is almost you getting tearful with someone, letting it all out, letting the pressure just drop off your shoulders. This could be you meeting a friend for coffee, and this is them saying, oh, Sag, what's going on with you? And this is you just bursting into tears, male or female. Okay? I can't cope, I can't do this, I'm so tired, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I can't take a break. Saggy, you're hoping to lean on someone emotionally so that they can understand what you're coping with. This could be a confidant, could be a mentor, could be a close mate of yours. It's as if you need to tell someone what you're dealing with because you feel that whoever is expecting you just to keep going, they don't care. I mean, dare I say it, this could be a boss. And the outcome, Sag, 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. I'm hearing Seychelles, Tahiti, Maldives. Sag, I actually think this is you taking a holiday. I do. And for some of you, you're going to be so tired, all you're going to do is book into a hotel and probably sleep for the first couple of days. Now, I don't know how you're going to manage that. If you've got kids, you could be a single parent or you could have a partner. But what I'm getting here is this is almost a solo trip. If you are with a partner, it may well be that you say to your partner, look, okay, we're going to go on holiday, but I don't want to stay up drinking until midnight. I don't want to have late nights, partying because we're on holiday. I need sleep. I need to chill. I need to detox, right? I need to just crash. We're not looking at a really sort of social, lively kind of 2 weeks in Ibiza type of holiday. No, I just need to sit by the sea. I just need to sit by the sea, watch the dolphins, have a quiet glass of wine in the evening, not too much, because I want to be in bed really early. What you're saying to a partner is, I really do need this holiday to be a rest. Or Sag, you are simply taking yourself away on holiday. And for you, it may seem strange if you're single and you're thinking you're going somewhere exotic, but Sag, you may need it. You may think to hell with it. You may be going online thinking, all right, what have they got next week? Let's do sort of lastminute.com type thing. What have they got? Yeah, don't care how far it is, but I need to be somewhere warm, where the sea is lapping on the shore. I need to be somewhere quiet. I don't want to go anywhere where there are local nightclubs and noise at 3 a.m. from other hotel goers. You may even decide to take yourself off and find yourself a little self-catering cottage. Could be somewhere by the sea. Sag, you just need to sleep. And it may well be, Sag, that at the same time you decide to take with you things that you can dip into to help you try and organize the next few months. It may well be that this is you taking a laptop, iPad, I don't know, pad of pen and paper. It could be you take some books or magazines for inspiration, but this is you thinking, I need to just realign everything because I'm desperate for some time off. I need it. Yeah, Saggy, way past time, guys. Clarification for you, 8 of Wands, yeah. I mean, this is you speaking your truth. Communication, Sag, yeah. I mean, this is you saying to somebody, I can't do this anymore. 7 of Wands is a bit defensive. I'm speaking my truth. I'm exhausted, is what I'm hearing. Bless your heart, guys. Now, whoever is not very compassionate, this could be somebody who you work with. They may say to you something like, well, Sag, you know, we did tell you this was an all-involved role. This is a high-paid job. We do expect you to do this level of work. Whoever this is sort of forcing you to carry on. Or they're basically saying, Sag, okay, well, you've given yourself this burden. You've applied for this pretty major job, or this is the routine that you have allowed yourself to sit in for God knows how long. You've got to keep it going, Sag. They're a little bit detached, I have to say. Their energy, Sag, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. I mean, this could be your boss saying to you, Sag, we're paying you a lot of money. You know, if you don't want the job, you don't want the job. But Sag, we're paying you a lot of money to do this. You know? And now you're acting as if you can't do the work. What's going on, Sag? Could be a boss who is telling it to you straight. Could be a bit of a challenge, Sag. Or this is someone who's saying to you, Sag, you have given yourself all this work to do because you wanted to earn a certain amount of money, or you wanted to reach a certain level of success. You wanted to sit in the Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's not easy. It is going to take energy. It is going to take effort. You are going to feel tired, but this is what you wanted to achieve. They may almost be putting the ball back in your court. Sag, you created this lifestyle for yourself. If you don't want it, then it's up to you to change it. But they are being a bit blunt, Saggy, you know? And you could be looking at this person hollow-eyed saying, yes, I know. Yes, I know. I don't want you to tell me I know. I know. All right, guys. Underneath the deck, we have, yeah, Saggy. You're there in the bath, trying to sort of have quiet 2 minutes to yourself, but you're thinking, I've got to do so much work. I've got to do so much work. Maybe I should get some work done tonight, or maybe I should get up super early tomorrow morning. Saggy, you're played out, guys. You're played out, people. 9 of Cups. But Sag, you could be earning a great salary. You may be close to paying off your mortgage. You might be able to give yourself a really good life. But is it worth it if you're constantly tired? Is it worth it if you have no energy to do anything? I mean, you may live in a lovely house, but when is the last time that you had a day off to enjoy your beautiful garden or to enjoy just spending time in the area? I feel as if you need a work-life balance, guys. Yeah. And this is the time when you're realizing that you need to take a break, people. Yes, my Saggies. All right, guys, let's jump in and see where this goes. Archangel Michael, tell us about the Knight of Swords and the 2 of Cups. I mean, this is someone who really cares about you, that you may feel sometimes you're a bit short with, a bit sharp with, just because you're tired. Just because you're tired, Saggy. Everyone's human, yeah. Knight of Wands, because, guys, you've been going hell for leather. I mean, this is you just moving at speed, getting stuff done. But, Sag, you may almost feel as if at this rate you're going to drop the ball at some point. You're going to make a big mistake. at some point. Yeah, because you're managing too much. You're managing too much. You are somehow in an unequal give and take situation. Yeah, and there's enlightenment about that. I think you are considering spending a bit of money on a holiday, right? This is you paying out money to sit in the sun. You're realizing you need this. You're realizing you need this. Yeah. The Fool. I mean, this is you, Sag, coming home from work thinking, to hell with it. To hell with it. I'm going to ring my boss tomorrow, tell my boss that I've got some sort of illness, look online, find a holiday, pack my bags, and tomorrow I'm going to be on a plane. On a plane to Mexico. I don't know where you're going. But Saggy, you know, this is you just desperately needing a break. Desperately needing a break. You could be speaking to an Aries for some of you. Four of Coins. You're telling yourself that you shouldn't spend too much money. I should hold back on spending too much money, or I should hold back on doing something too impulsive. But I think you know, Sag, that you just can't keep going at the pace that you have. Tell me about the Moon. I think you were sat in fear, Sag, in the past. Yeah, you were sat in fear. I mean, this is you juggling 3 balls in the air. I think you were fearful of dropping the ball. I think you were fearful of not being able to carry on. Queen of Coins, because maybe Sag, as a feminine, you were earning quite a substantial amount of money. And this is you thinking, I've just got to carry on doing that because God knows what the future's going to bring. Or if you're a masculine, Sag, then you may be supporting a Queen of Pentacles. And this is you thinking, I've got no choice but to carry on working, you know? Yeah, Saggy. 7 of Pentacles. I think in the past, Sag, you looked at your savings and you wondered whether or not there was any way that you could take some kind of time off. You may have been deliberating in the immediate past as to whether or not you could change your direction. Yes, you thought about leaving in the immediate past. Leaving your job, leaving your line of work. You were deliberating, maybe I could do something else, maybe I could work in a different environment. But I think the fear was too much, Sag. The fear of leaving the routine you were already in was too much. No, too scary, can't do it, you know. But you stayed in your head knowing that eventually something had to change, guys. So in your thoughts now, Sag, judgment. You're calling Judgment Day on yourself because what you're telling yourself is, I can't carry on because I'm played out. I've got no energy. I've got no enthusiasm. I'm beginning to get a bit short with people because I'm just basically exhausted. Something has to give. Something has to give, Saggy. Yeah, bless you, because you are burdened. You're burdened. Ten of Wands, guys. 10 of Wands. Oh, and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, Sag, you can't do this anymore. And you may almost be cross with yourself, Sag, because you may be thinking, well, I know I manifested all this on myself because I wanted this high-powered job, or I thought that I could get all this work done, or I wanted this really busy routine. But what you're realizing now is you got so far into this, it's going to be really difficult to pull yourself back out even a little bit. You may be in the mindset of all or nothing. You may be thinking, if you're running a business, well, yes, but I mean, you know, if I do half the amount of work, I'm going to bring in half the amount of money, and I've now built a lifestyle for myself where I need the money. What are you thinking about, my Saggies? Bless you. Ten of Pentacles. Sag, you're sitting on the Ten of Pentacles, guys, whether you're single or in a partnership, but you're wiped out. I mean, you're earning the money, or you're sitting on a lot of money, but it doesn't seem to be making you happy. You know? Yes, I mean, you manifested all of this abundance, but what you're realizing is you're not sitting in this abundance feeling relaxed, feeling chilled, because you don't have any time, Sag, to enjoy this abundance, right? What's the point of earning this money if you're having to work so damn hard? You're working 7 days a week and you've got calls here and meetings there and people expecting you to turn up. There's no point. Something has to give. Yeah. The good thing, Sag, the good thing, guys, is that you have enough money to take a serious break. I want to say for some of you, even 2 or 3 weeks off work rather than a couple of days. I don't think a couple of days is going to do it, to be honest. I think you need a serious break. You can afford it, Sag. And I think what you're realizing is, unless I do it now, maybe towards the end of the year, when businesses are winding down, when people are thinking about the festive season, unless I do it now, I'm just going to hit January and it's just going to be the same old, same old. I'm going to get right back into the same routine and I'm not going to have any type of break. So, Sag, you may be using this time of year, coming up to the end of the year, to take a holiday. And I don't know why, I'm feeling very emotional for someone. You may be getting emotional, Sag. You may be getting so tired, you're getting a bit tearful, you know. And I don't wish to make this a reading all about females. You know, men can get tearful too. When you're under so much pressure, you know, it's very easy to get emotional. So in the immediate future, Saggy, let's lift the energy, because I think this is you just figuring out how to shift your lifestyle a little bit so you have some time off. Okay, so this is all very positive. In the immediate future, you are 8 of Pentacles, working very hard. You are communicating with somebody who doesn't seem to be that appreciative or doesn't seem to be that bothered that you're working so hard. They are very logical minded. They are pretty straight talking. What they're saying to you, Sag, is, well, yes, you are having to work hard. You have got a lot on your plate, but you are sat in the 10 of Pentacles. Relatively. Sag, it doesn't mean that you're a millionaire. It doesn't mean that you're sat on thousands, right? But what they're saying is you are earning a certain level of salary because of the work that you do. If you're complaining about that, then are you telling me you don't want the job? You know, it's almost somebody that blunt. Could be a manager in your company, could be a friend of yours, could be a family member. What they're saying is, Sag, you have earned the Wheel of Fortune, right? You are sitting on a lot of money. Let's get timing, guys. I mean, this is something you're going to have to think carefully about. Archangel Michael, when do we have the 8 of Pentacles and the King of Swords for Sag? Thank you, Michael. Yeah, not surprised. 29th of November. In a couple of weeks, guys. Yeah, this conversation's going to be pretty soon. Let's have a look at this King of Swords energy. He's almost saying to you, Sag, you wanted this, you've got it, why are you complaining? Oh, people. Yeah. All right, Page of Coins. I mean, what he's saying is, sorry, Sag, olive branch, sorry, but this is what you wanted. You've achieved it. I sort of don't know what the problem is. They may even be cross with you, Sag. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this could be you, Sag, going to see your boss, saying to your boss, look, I'm sorry, I know I've taken on this big role, or I'm head of this project, but I just can't do this. And your boss is angry. But Sag, we gave you this job because we thought you could do the work. They're not very sympathetic, people. They're not very sympathetic. They're not very sympathetic, guys. I'm sorry to say. 6 of Wands. As far as they can see, you have achieved victory and success. Victory and success, sitting on the 10 of Pentacles, and they're almost saying to you, Sag, if you've got a problem, don't come complaining to me. Because as far as I can see, you're doing really well. A lot of people would love to be in your position, your situation. No sympathy, Sag, whoever this is. This could indeed be somebody at work. The Hermit, Virgo energy. They're going to speak their piece, Sag, and then they're not going to say anything else. They're going to sort of just disappear on you. So, Sag, if you are saying to this person, I just don't think I could do this anymore, I'm sorry, then they're basically saying, excuse my French, tough shit. I mean, what they're saying is, don't come crying to me because you've manifested the 10 of Pentacles. You should be really happy about this. They're almost saying, what did you expect? Which doesn't help you, Saggy. Doesn't help you, does it? Hierophant. This is almost somebody who is being dictatorial. This is almost somebody who's saying, well, Sag, you got to follow the rules. You got to do this and do that. That's what you should do. That's what we expect, or that's what this job entails. They're very logical. You know? What is really up with this person? Because why do I feel that underneath, Sag, there's something that they're not saying? Because I don't understand why they are just so cold. I'm getting a very cold energy. King of Swords is cold. Hierophant is we follow the rules, right? It's almost the energy of, well, you wanted this, Sag, you've got it, don't complain to me. And I don't understand why, guys. Oh. Maybe, Sag, because they're jealous? Because you're sat in the 10 of Pentacles, they're sat in the 5 of Pentacles. It's as if they're saying to you, don't you realise how lucky you are? How lucky you are, Sag. And you're there thinking, well, I don't feel lucky because I can't remember the last time I got a good night's sleep. I think this is someone a bit jealous, Sag. So don't take too much notice. Don't take too much notice, Saggy. They're just a bit jealous, right? Yeah. Yeah. You may have a wonderful high-flying job. This could be a friend of yours, and they're a bit jealous. Or Sag, what they're saying is, well, sorry, but justice. You wanted the 10 of Pentacles, you got to work for it. Nothing to do with me. You know, you don't get the 10 of Pentacles for free. I mean, that's basically what they're saying. Justice. Sorry. Yeah. Sag, you're dealing with somebody pretty straight. What are you thinking about? Let's go back to you, Saggy. I think you've got to just take this person with a grain of salt. Okay? Take them with a grain of salt. You're thinking about your health. I think you're realizing that you have to hold back from talking to this person because they're not compassionate, they don't really understand, or they're not being sympathetic. What else is on your mind? Sag, you just want a little bit of fun sometimes. You just want to feel as if you can kick up your heels and enjoy yourself. Everything may seem very serious at the moment, you know? Yeah, you want to change everything. Death card, this is you wanting to start enjoying your life rather than, I'm hearing, working like a dog and feeling as if that's all you do. What are you telling yourself? 9 of coins. Okay, Sag, I think you're single, guys. I mean, you're single. You're affluent. You give yourself a good life, but you work damn hard for it. I think you're telling yourself, though, Sag, you have enough money to pay for you to take your foot off the gas for a small amount of time. For a few days, couple of weeks. Yeah. Yeah, Sag. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're telling this person, this King of Swords, this, but Sag, you are standing at crossroads. You are standing at crossroads. This could be a good friend of yours. This could be a work colleague. This could be your boss. Yeah. I mean, Sag, you need to heal. You need to heal. The Star is you dreaming of spa days. The Star is you dreaming of days of just lying on the beach. I mean, this is you just needing a break. And also, Sag, what is interesting is you are looking at the bigger picture. What you're admitting to yourself is you can't carry on the way you have been for the next God knows how long. I mean, at some point, Sag, you're just going to pass out, right? I mean, you're fearful of just ending up in the rubble of the tower. You may be fearful of making yourself ill. Inside, Sag, you're angry. You may be angry, guys, because you've caused this for yourself, because you wanted to earn that level of salary, because you wanted to run a successful business, because you wanted to climb up the career ladder, because you wanted this serious foundation. You've had to work for it, and you're sort of cross with yourself because now what you're realizing is it's going to be difficult to backtrack. Because you've got used to the money or you've got used to this lifestyle, it's going to be difficult to take a back seat. Because half of you, Sag, loves the excitement, loves the busyness, loves getting up in the morning and having something to do that's productive. It's just you. That's just the way you are, Sag. You're an incredible powerhouse pertaining to your work ethic. I mean, it's second to none. I think the only sign that has a similar work ethic than Sag is possibly Capricorn. But you're cross with yourself, Page of Wands, because you may know this person is right deep down, you know. Yeah. Yep. 6 of Cups. Sag, you're thinking about when life was calmer, simpler, more relaxed. Well, I don't know, when you were a child, when you were a student, when you had time off, when, you know, mum and dad paid the rent, the mortgage, the taxes, you didn't have to worry. You're almost wanting to slip back into cosseting yourself as you did when you were a child, or as your parents did as a child. I think this is you needing to feed your inner child as well. You may, Sag, find yourself wanting to watch, you know, Disney movies and wanting to curl up with a blanket and wanting to have your pets around you, wanting to light candles and enjoy some comfort food. You may find yourself wanting to go back to your teenage years even, doing things that made you happy back then. I don't know why I'm feeling that. What is the energy between you and this King of Swords? What's the energy? The King of Coins, King of Pentacles. Could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Could be your boss. Could be somebody who's all about the money, the stability. I think, Sag, after this conversation, you're going to withdraw a bit more into yourself, because what you're going to realise is they're not on your side in the nicest sense. They aren't very sympathetic. They don't really want to hear it. I think, Sag, you were hoping that they'd be a little bit more understanding. But what you may realise is you're kind of on your own. You're on your own. You know you've created this lifestyle. You've got this stability under your belt. And this is up to you now to find a way of freeing up some time so that you can take care of yourself. Because you need to, Sag. You need to, guys, you know. Now, the lovely card that we have for you to end the reading is the Ten of Cups. Yes, you could be booking an exotic holiday. You could be. You could be whisking yourself away for 10 days. I don't know. But this is contentment. This is happiness. This is all those cups being filled. I don't think, Sag, to be honest with you, this is a relationship. I don't. I think I'm dealing with a single Sag. 9 of Pentacles. I think this is you finding a way of giving yourself the 10 of Cups. You may be booking this holiday, Sag, and then coming back home and thinking, right, I'm not going to work as hard as I did. You may have to have a word with your boss. You may be saying to your boss, I can't work overtime anymore. I will need to finish my day at the specific time that is on my contract. If you do need me to come into the office at weekends, I would appreciate some advance warning because I feel burned out. Sag, I think it's time for you to be honest. I mean, this could be your boss. If you're running a home business, Sag, what you're realizing is you have enough stability for you to be able to take some time for you regularly every single month. So yes, you may think, okay, I'm going to work 2 weeks straight, but then I'm going to take 3 days off. And you may decide to do that every 2 weeks. If you've got used to, say, working 6 days a week, that's the way you're going to do it. And you'll be amazed, Sag, at how much relaxation and psychological detachment you can achieve in 3 days. 2 days is tough because you know what it's like, guys. Once you've done the usual household stuff, once you got the food in, once you clean the floor, once you sorted out your pets, once you've done the washing, I mean, it goes very fast. You do need 3 days off. But if you work through 2 weeks and you know you got a serious 3-day break with no work, not opening up your laptop, you may decide to go down that route. And yes, it might be that you're going to be earning a little bit less money every month, but not a huge amount less. And you may decide that's the way to go going forward. You may even say to your clients, look, you know, I've reached a point where I just can't put out the amount of work that I usually put out. I'm changing my routine a little bit just because I'm getting too tired. You may find, Sag, that your clients will rally around you and say, absolutely, Sag, you know, if you're exhausting yourself, that's not good. They're going to be right behind you, you know. So, guys, let's have a look at the 10 of Cups. Sorry, I'm laughing, but Saggy, this is self-love, self-care, right? Yeah. Guys, self-love, self-care. My Saggies. You may want to talk to an emperor about this. Whoever the emperor is, you may say to this emperor, this is what I've decided to do. I have to for my sanity. I have to because, you know, I need the sleep. Yeah. You're basically saying, I'm worn out. Sorry, Emperor, whoever he is, you're saying, I'm taking a break. It's not a question, it's a statement. I am taking a break. Yes, because, Sag, temperance. You need to move yourself into a temperate place, people. Yeah, temperance. Because, Sag, you might have been obsessed with work. You may have become a workaholic, and you may have realized, Sag, it was totally unhealthy for you. You may be talking to an Aries or a Capricorn about this for some of you. Yeah. Sag, you're admitting the truth within yourself that this has been a long time coming. 4 of Wands. You know you'll have your stability. You know you'll have your stability. Okay. You're nice and secure. For the Saggies I'm connecting with, you do have some savings put away. You can afford to take a break. You can afford to do this. But this isn't just a one-off, Sag. You are, I feel, changing your routine. So you're going to take this break and then you're going to come home and shift your routine. Yeah, Because, Sag, what you're realizing is you're seeing your life completely differently now. You're seeing your life completely differently now. You're also ending a very painful cycle. Yes, the world. You're ending a painful cycle, Sag, of keeping yourself stuck, of self-sacrificing. You're ending that. You're ending that. What are you telling yourself, Saggy? What are you telling yourself? Yeah. That you need some you time. You need to take a break. When you take a break, you need more than just a day. Time for change, Saggy, because you've changed, right? You've changed. Everyone grows older. Everyone reaches a point where they can't do as much as they did when they were much younger. The great thing is, Sag, you've had the courage not only to be honest with other people, but you've been able to be honest with yourself. Enough pretending I can cope with this. I need to change everything, right? I need to change my routine. Yeah, yes. And you will. Ace of Swords. You will, Saggy. So, guys, I want to end the reading with an oracle card. I don't know why. I just feel I want to do that. Okay. Here we go, guys. I think this is called the Moon Oracle. I think so. Archangel Michael, what do we have to close the reading for my lovely Saggies? Thank you. Very interesting. Patience is your key word, Sag, and this is very interesting. This is relating to the sands of time. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind, Sag. Slow down, Saggy. Clear your mind. You need a break. And you're going to change your routine, which is going to enable you to ongoing get the rest that you need so you can actually start really enjoying the fruits of your labor. Okay, guys? So, Saggy, I think this has been a beautiful reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care of you guys. And of course, I'll be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon. Bye now.